So I'm Larry Bennett, and I am a certified financial planner here in Fullerton. I've been in Fullerton since 1980 when I came to start a business. Shortly thereafter, fell in love with the place, decided this is where I want to live, and bought a home here in Fullerton and have been here ever since. In addition to being involved with a lot of community organizations, I've been involved with city government really since kind of the late 90s. I was asked by Steve Magliacco, who was the fire chief at the time, to serve on the Emergency Services Master Planning Committee, served on our general plan update, and then finally I've now served on the Planning Commission. This just seemed like the next logical way that I could contribute back to the city to have an impact and be essentially not only a listening ear to the community, but really a voice for the community as well in terms of setting policy and direction for the city that would ensure that the quality of life that we enjoy today will continue into the future for not only our benefit, but the benefit of my children, your children, and future generations. I love everything about Fullerton, whether it's the topography of the hills that we have here, whether it's our great schools that our kids are educated in, not only K to 12, but also the colleges that are here, the university that's here. But it's really the people and the organizations in Fullerton that I think make it so special. You know, we have a very caring and compassionate community, and we look out for each other. The infrastructure has been horribly neglected, and part of that is just the squeeze on municipal finances. Fullerton's not unique in having essentially revenues that have been fairly flat for a period of time, certainly hit by the Great Recession of 2008. You just cannot neglect and overlook things like your roads and your infrastructure, your water pipes, your sewers. Yeah, so I was initially skeptical, I guess would be the word I would use, of the district voting process. I thought anything that drew lines between neighborhoods and said, you're in this group and we're in that group, was by its very nature a little bit divisive. That being said, having watched the debate, I know it's been very spirited, very lively, some might even say passionate. You know, I've come to the conclusion that based on what current law is, that a city of our size is under the California Voting Rights Act going to be required to have district voting. I think that with some development on the property comes a lot of development benefits, meaning the trail system that would be developed by the property owner as in essence kind of a concession for the right to develop some of the property. Having more than 300 acres of open space, most of it contiguous, seemed like a big benefit to the community. The interpretive center that school kids and really the community at large could enjoy seemed like a significant benefit. So I'm in favor of preserving as much open space as we can. At the same time, I think without any development on the property, it's likely to stay fenced as it is today, and none of us get to enjoy any part of it. You know, obviously, I think we'd all like to see the Fox project move at a faster pace. However, I know that, when you're doing it with volunteers and mostly donations, that, projects take a period of time. And I think it could be an outstanding sort of arts venue, but I don't know that the city has a role beyond just being sort of encouraging and cooperative with the foundation as they continue to develop the project. Well, I think historically, most of the affordable housing funds came from redevelopment money. That Fullerton traditionally used most of those dollars to do projects like senior housing. I guess the rub is these days we don't have redevelopment money anymore. There is no pool of money that's set aside specifically for housing. It's hard to envision how Fullerton, with all the demands on just fixing the streets and the sewers and the sidewalks, will find a ton of extra money to do housing projects, that are subsidized. Fullerton is probably one of the most compassionate communities you'll ever find. Pathways of Hope has been around, for what, 40, 50 years in this community, where the faith-based community came together, and they've been providing transitional housing for years. And I like the model that they have. It's really just kind of community, grassroots run and organized. We're seeing that they can't possibly begin to deal with all of the issues that we're seeing here in Fullerton. So a year-round shelter, particularly when it's wrapped with some mental health services and some career guidance and life coaching sort of services, will save some people. And you may not save them all, but the ones you can save, you should make an effort to do that. I'm actually very proud of our police department. They came through this crisis time post Kelly Thomas. And of course we have a change of chiefs. We've got Danny Hughes, and I think Danny Hughes has done a great job. He did dismiss a number of officers, and he kind of made that stick, which is no easy feat here in California. I think if you go out and talk to officers, as I've done, you'll find that by and large they support his leadership. They understand he's raised the bar in terms of expectations of how you'll interact with the public. And so, I'm proud of where they came from and where they're at today. I think they're moving in the right direction, and I would just encourage and support them. I know that it's been tough in the past. When I rode with the ECHO team a while back, I asked them the question specifically, do you think that the situation downtown is getting better, worse, or staying the same? And this was officers on the street who are out there every Thursday, Friday, patrolling the downtown. They said, we think it's getting better. I asked why. Things don't just get better for no apparent reason. And they said, it's really a couple, 2, 3 things. The leadership of the PD has really pulled together the restaurateurs and said to them, we need you to be a lot more proactive in partnering with us to keep the downtown safe. And so I think it's been the combination of the police department asking for and getting more cooperation from the restaurateurs, just the sense that, hey, we're all in this together, let's make sure the downtown, stays more orderly. My campaign's been funded by what I would call regular community folks. Not a lot of outside campaign contributions unless they're just personal friends of mine who felt like they needed to send a contribution to be supportive. There are 6 people that have given me $1,000, and all of them live here in Fullerton, and all of those campaign finance reports are online. So that's where it's come from. The rest of my contributions have all been in the $50 to $500 range mostly, and that's it. People should vote for me because I have experience both in business as well as in the community as well as in city government. That gives me, I think, a good perspective to be able to take the challenges that come before the council and not only bring that perspective, but then to listen to the public input process. So my job is to put Fullerton first and to treat the voters with the respect they deserve, and to pay attention to the sort of inner workings of government so that while you're out living your life and enjoying it, you can feel comfortable and confident that the city's in good hands and on a good course.